This is going to be a post, unlike some of my other posts. Normally I don't dive into the deeper issues involving parenting that might be like a psychological issue or a sensory issue or something like that. But on some of the Facebook pages with moms that I'm a member of, I've seen some things come up a couple of times regarding a topic of fecal smearing. And I know that's kind of gross, but we're just going to dive into the nitty gritty here. So some mothers report, their babies reaching into their diapers and smearing their poop on the bathroom walls or their cribs and things like that. If it's a couple of times, it's probably not really that big of a deal. Sometimes at a younger age, like 18 months or something like that, it's typically a potty training type of thing. It's more of like a fascination with what my body made. And it just takes a little bit of guidance and redirection to let your child know that it's not appropriate and all of that. But in more cases than not, it is a larger issue. A lot of children with sensory issues will do things like this, such as autism or sensory integration disorder and things like that. And when a parent of an older child, and by older I mean more so like older than 12 months, older than 18 months, like a 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old, or even a school-age child, it's often a deeper issue rather than autism or sensory. Sometimes it can be something, sort of a need, not necessarily a need for attention, but a need to be seen, a need to feel like they're doing something remarkable, something to be noticed. I noticed this a lot of times with some of my clients when I worked as a therapist. There would be children who maybe had been in the foster system for a while, and they became very fascinated with the things that their body could do, and so they would write their names on the wall in urine or do pictures in the bathroom and things like that with their urine or with their poop, and sometimes they would not flush the toilet. They would leave it there because it was something that they did, that they made, it was something they had. And I know that sounds very strange, but for some of those kids, especially the abused kids or the kids that came from not really having anything, going to the bathroom was something that they were actually like proud of. I know that sounds very strange, but to some of the mothers who are assisting other mothers by advising them to maybe put diaper or duct tape around the diaper or backward onesies and things like that. That really only applies if it's a potty training issue. But this is something, if it's ongoing, a lot of times it can be a little bit deeper than that. Not necessarily all kids that do this have been abused. My nephew, for example, went through a phase of doing this, and I was able to look at the situation and recognize that for him, he's a few, not even a full 18 months younger than my niece. They're about 15, 16 months apart, I guess. And he feels like he's the same age as her. And this is what I explained to my sister at the time. But he can't do all of the things that she can do. And so for him, he was feeling very inadequate, very insecure. And he was doing this, was showcasing what his body could do, and he was getting a lot of extra attention for it. And what my sister and brother-in-law decided to do was to use the sentence stems that I advised called I notice. I always advise using an I notice stem whenever your child is seeking attention and doing inappropriate behavior. And it would be like this: I noticed today you drank the juice all by yourself. I noticed you ate your full breakfast. I noticed you were kind to that person this morning. I noticed you slid down the slide a lot faster than normal. It sounds obnoxious, but the more that you can let your child know that they're being seen and they're being understood and they're being noticed, sometimes you'll notice some of those attention-seeking behaviors kind of go away or drop away. And a lot of times you'll see things like this when children are very close in age. Sometimes you'll see it with a middle child, or sometimes you'll see it with a child who really is experiencing autism or sensory integration disorder. So don't automatically jump to the assumption that with fecal smearing it is a potty training issue. Sometimes it does go much deeper than that, and it's important to look at all aspects of the child and make sure that we're looking at them holistically and not only seeing the behavior as it is right in front of us, but really considering that it might be something else a little bit deeper that we need to pay attention to and address. You can follow me on joinwholeheart.com, or if this is something that you and your family are struggling with, feel free to message me, and hopefully I can get a little bit more information on you and your family and assess the situation and advise to the best of my ability. Thank you.